In these days of lockdown, I've been going through my back cupboard that is full of big plastic boxes with swatches of knitting. And it's just amazing what I came across. You know, the sort of history of playing with pattern here. Here is one called Bird Boxes that I did for Rowan in cottons. But just, I don't know, the amount of energy I used to have knitting up these huge swatches is extraordinary. This is one that I really, really love. It's kind of Mexico and Guatemala and all of those things mixed together. Every kind of diamond shape that you could squeeze into a piece. Very exciting. I'll do something amazing. I think I'll make a tapestry by sewing a lot of these together. This is another one that was just playing with pinwheels, coming back to influences from the patchwork world. How fun was that? And big chunky yarns. At least that was quick to do. I like things like this. Persian poppy. Just working with great shreds of soft greens and golds and just saturating it kind of like a Chinese robe. Beautiful. This was fun. Just doing a big cotton geometric story, kind of like ECAT weaves. God, amazing stuff that goes on. And then, I love just good, strong optical geometrics. Like this little piece. I don't know, I had some tiny little piece of embroidery or something that inspired this. And that made a quilt as well. And then just that little soft story, a neutral gray background, like an old piece of concrete, and then dropping in soft, chalky sort of colors. The possibilities are so endless. There was an inspiration from an African figure that I brought back from Africa. I think it was beaded. Anyway, I love that strong geometry. And then something just very poetic like this. This is done in some kind of yarn that was popular at that time. I don't know, so not alpaca, but some kind of soft yarn. But I love those sharp pastel colors. And then just for real pastels and softness, just, into very creamy story of cottons. Probably designed by Brandon, that one. Another big, strong, colorful, geometric. Just wild. And very kind of African looking. I've got so much influence from Africa and all those kind of oriental places, but that was for a Peruvian connection, I think. I like this story, was that pale duck kind of greeny blue background with very sharp moss green circles. Anyway, on it goes, on and on and on. Black and white scrawls. Oh. Strange and weird. So that's me just playing around.
Okay, Keith, so where can you get ideas from your books?
I did a book called Pattern Library, which I just stopped at one point in my career and I've recorded every pattern that I had done in knitting that I could possibly drag up out of my boxes of swatches, and we did this book called Pattern Library. So if you want lots of geometric patterns to play with, that's the place to go.
But you often take inspiration from patchwork quilts for your knitwear
I do.
designs.
I think there's a great crossover between the patchwork world and the world of knitting because knitting loves geometry more than figurative impressions. And so I end up looking a lot at the wonderful geometry of the patchwork quilt world. On the wall is a quilt that I'm working on at the moment, just taking very bright circular and polka dotty kind of forms and playing with those. Goodbye. It was very nice to talk to you. And I hope I haven't rambled on too much, but it was just, I thought you'd like to see something that came out of my very back closet.